Hi everybody, welcome to part 6, the final part in the series on the aptly titled song Endless Road. While the top tier patrons roll by, I would like to go over a few things. First of all, I'm really tired. It's really late. I just finished recording and editing the tutorial part of the video, and part of me thought it would be better to record the introduction tomorrow, but then again I realized it might not hurt just to show you how incredibly draining this process has been. If you count up all 6 parts, you end up with over 3 hours of a video on just this one song. In this part we conclude the song, and the only new material is the breakdown, and that section is basically a very slow chorus played in free time. Everything else in here you already played in one of the previous parts, so if you've come this far, this last part should be a walk in the park, and you should be able to play the song all the way through by the end of this video. Okay, so let's get to work and try to finish this song. We are ending up after the fast picked section, or the alternative I showed you in the previous tutorial, and we are ending up in the breakdown section. This is really slow, played somewhat free time, and this is one of the sections, or one of the few sections in the song, would be better, that Tommy actually plays rather freely. So if you go and check different versions, you will see that he plays something different each and every time, but he's always working around the same chord shapes and the same melody. Let me go over it one time. And there's a little section going into the next part. And then you're heading into the repeat of the chorus, something we saw in the first and the second part of the tutorial, but we'll address that in a second. Let's go over that breakdown section first. You're working with the same chords you use in the chorus. So you're starting with an E minor chord with a little melody leading into it. So open B string, open E string. I use the middle finger on the F sharp 2nd fret and then the pinky on the 4th fret, leaving me with the necessary fingers to fret a full E minor chord. Now I'm not playing or picking a full E minor chord, but I'm putting down all the fingers just as a form of safety. So if you accidentally pick another string, it's going to sound fine. Small pause on that open G string, then moving to a C at that 9th chord, but you're not playing it in full. You're only playing, or starting out at least, with the middle finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, ring finger 3rd fret on the B string, and then you're playing the bass string with the plectrum and the B string and E string with the middle finger and ring finger. If possible, you can sort of roll off the strings. It doesn't have to be all at the same time, just roll down. And as soon as you end up on that open E string, while keeping down the chord, you are going to perform a hammer-on to the 1st fret with the index finger, a hammer-on to the 3rd fret with the pinky, and then pulling back off to the 2nd fret and pulling back off to the open string. Timing, that first note is a bit longer, that F sharp. That's the timing Tommy uses. 2, the B string, still holding down that 3rd fret, bit stretching backward to that 1st fret with the index finger, and then replacing the ring finger on the 3rd fret with the pinky, so you can drop down to a B note on the A string as a bass note. Let me play those first 2 chords. Moving down to the G over B chord. One more time, that hammer-on and pull-off lick isn't easy, so you got very little room to perform that lick. And you have to hold down those 2 fingers all the way through. have some special attention for the bass string, so you have that low bass note ringing out all the way underneath that hammer-on and pull-off lick. To the G over B chord, and then pulling off. Tommy, in the version I transcribed, just lays down a bar real quickly, pulling off from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret while already keeping down that bar, so he can add in the middle finger on the 2nd fret on the A string and the ring finger on the 2nd fret on the G string to get a B dominant 7th chord with a flat 9. With the picking pattern included. 3, 4. Removing the bar, so just playing an arpeggio going down, downstroke, 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 and as we end up on the B string, lifting up the bar so you get an open B string, but still try to keep those lower sounding notes ringing out. Then a quick hammer on to the 2nd fret on the G string, open G string, pinky on top, and we're heading back into the E minor chord, the 1st chord we played. Let me play those bars up until this point all the way through. Same E minor chord. Now Tommy removes that pinky on top just to play a large, soft E minor strum on top. 3, 4. Same hammer on a pull-off lick. Ending back up on the pinky, and now we're going for the A dominant sus4 chord. Moving to a dominant 7th chord, so starting out with the pinky on the 3rd fret, and then to the ring finger on the 3rd fret. And everything else is just a plain arpeggio, mostly using the plectrum. And this arpeggio can be different in if you watch different versions when Tommy plays this. So one more time. It is also possible in this section not to use the pinky for that top string. You could just as well use the ring finger, so leave it there. Not working with that low bass string, so you don't have to switch over to the pinky. But since you have done this the first time, it probably feels easiest just to do this the exact same way as you did before. And in the chorus now you would end up on that funky section going up instead of doing those muted strums. Tommy just plays arpeggios but using the exact same chord shapes. And it's basically again all C chords, so a D bass note all the way underneath all those arpeggios. Open G string, 1st fret, open E string, to the voicing on the 3rd fret, and then for the voicing on the 8th fret there is a little addition there, a pull off from the 12th fret to the 8th fret. So it might be a bit of a stretch, but keep down this little triad as it makes sure you have some sort of accompaniment going underneath that pull off. Sliding up to the 11th fret and finishing off with the index finger at the 10th fret. Really slow, that whole arpeggio section. And then Tommy plays a harmonic at the 12th fret on the D string, then an open E string, 2nd fret on the E string, and then again 3rd fret with the pinky, leading straight into another chorus. So that was the full breakdown section. Now, as I already said, Tommy plays this part of the song different each and every time. Most other parts of the song are really set in stone. There are only a few places in Endless Road where he really takes the liberty to play different things every now and then. But this section can be wildly different, but the melody is always the same. But playing a different arpeggio, adding in more chords, adding in less chords, and you can sort of play along with this or play around with this as much as you like. One more time, that breakdown section all the way through, really slowly. Straight into the next part, a repeat of the chorus. Now, the next part of the song is largely repetition, but Tommy does change a few little things here and there. What happens in the very first chorus is Tommy, normally the chorus is 4 bars, the main melody then going into the funky section, and Tommy just repeats the first 2 bars. So you get 6 bars of the typical melody in total. Now, in some versions, Tommy likes to start off the chorus really slowly and then build it up towards that funky section going up the neck. And in other versions, he just goes straight into the original tempo again and just plays it like that all the way through to the end. I'm just going to play through the chorus section now, just a little bit below concert speed, and then we'll see what happens after that. So you get the melody from the breakdown section leading into the last chorus, or the next chorus, not the last chorus. First time. Repeat. From that point on, straight into what we saw in the very beginning as the verse, and nothing is going to change now. It's just a plain verse as the very first time we played. Straight into the next chorus. Now that 2-bar repeat is gone, it's just a chorus exactly the same way as we learned in the second part of the tutorial. Here we go. Notice the difference? Normally Tommy plays that lower funky section 2 times, now he plays it only 1 time. So first time, and then immediately moving up, then ending the song with the final lick. Did you notice the difference? Tommy is going to keep you on your toes all the way to the very last note. If you play the intro lick, normally it would sound like this. With an open D string all the way at the end. And if Tommy plays it for the very last time, heading into the final chord, he swaps out that open D string for an open G string. Really, literally keeping you on your toes to the very last note. So the final lick is this. The start is the exact same thing as the intro. G string, and following that up with a full G chord as those last few open strings from that lick still ring out. So you're putting that G chord over those overlapping strings. Like I said, all the way to the final note. Tommy is keeping you on your toes. One more time, that last chorus, or that last chorus with the ending section. Here we go. It is done. We are ready. We are there all the way. This was an incredibly long tutorial to make, 6 parts in total. I never thought I would be able to babble or talk so much about one song, but 6 parts on just one single song. It's mind-blowing and a testament to what Tommy can cram into one single composition without making it sound forced or unnatural at all. I hope you had fun with this series. Normally next week, if I'm not on a long vacation, I will be back with something a bit shorter and a bit easier, and I hope to see you again then. Bye bye.